The ruling party has called for an NRM caucus next Tuesday to discuss a contentious report which indicts Umeme and also accuses technocrats for irregularly awarding a contract to the energy firm. According to the ad hoc committee report, the award of the contract to Umeme was not squeaky clean, but the firm also falsely claimed that it had invested $130 million. According to a cabinet report, which the energy minister plans to table during the NRM caucus on Tuesday, the executive wants 11 contentious recommendations of the report struck out. Cabinet also wants former Energy State Minister, now holding the docket of State Minister for Education, Kamanda Bantaringaya, the powerful Energy Permanent Secretary, Kabagambe Kaliisa, the UETCL Managing Director Elias Chiemba, and the top honko in the privatization unit, David Sebabi, let off the hook. The report found the officers culpable of negligence and abuse of office, which resulted into loss of billions of shillings. However, some lawmakers of the NRM want to defy the cabinet scheme to rubber stamp recommendations. Makinde East MP John Simba, who has formed a parallel caucus of the progressives, is lobbying his colleagues to stick to the recommendations of the report. Simba and his colleagues are planning to table a minority report in case cabinet carries the day.
And the problem is that many people look at one agreement. They look at the power sharing agreement. They don't look at other agreements. There are 5 agreements within this concession, which should also be looked at in totality so that you can come out with a view on what we are talking about. We are saying that even if Umeme terminates itself, government pays. Even if this agreement or this contract between government and Umeme naturally expires, government will pay. So we are saying instead of us continuing losing money in this contract, let us terminate it, pay $108 million, and then we go public in this sector.
If the disadvantages outweigh the advantages, those are the issues and the details that must be scrutinized before we take the final position on this report. And we must do it in the best interest of the people of Uganda.
However, according to the cabinet report, for clarity, it should also be pointed out that Dr. Kamanda Bantaringaya has never been a Minister of State for Energy. He was the Minister of State for Mineral Development, and he was holding the portfolio of the Minister of Energy and Mineral Development when the substantive Minister, Honorable Daudi Mijereko, was abroad on official duty. Cabinet, in its response to the recommendation to terminate the contract, argues that instead the Attorney General should study the terms of agreements signed between the Government of Uganda and Umeme Limited to establish irregularities, possibilities of violations and provisions for termination, and advise government accordingly. Cabinet will take a position on the matter after the study has been concluded by the Attorney General.
We don't want to rush and make a decision that would lead to great loss to this country. But we are taking the report very, very seriously.
Following the unbundling of UEB, a distribution company, Uganda Electricity Distribution Company Limited, UEDCL, was created to manage electricity distribution in the country. In 2005, government gave a concession to Umeme Limited to manage the electricity distribution network. This was aimed at improving service delivery and increasing investment in the rehabilitation and expansion of the power distribution network, as well as reducing losses. The committee, however, discovered that Umeme has not realized the objectives of these reforms 7 years on. Sudil Biarhanga, NTV.